Welcome to Project Jackson Square. We are very excited to get to share this new project with you that we completed a couple months ago. So let's go ahead and dive right in. This is one of my absolute favorite rooms, not only in this house, but in my whole career of designing dining rooms. I really love how this space turned out, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So first, let's talk about the wallpaper. The wallpaper is really where we started with our design inspiration and kind of fitting the personality of what did this room want to be. We knew it wanted to be transitional. We knew we wanted it to be elegant, some femininity, but we also wanted to balance that with some masculine, like this very big table. We loved the dark table. We loved how many it can seat. We loved the clean lines of it. We knew we wanted it to be dark, so we created a wallpaper, we found a wallpaper that had all of the beautiful gray tones in it. It also has some warm beige tones as well, and it has this very sort of striped horizontal effect, so it moves your eye all around the room and it gives the room some drama without being overpowering. From there, we went ahead again and we chose the furnishings. Again, we knew we wanted to bring in those dark, rich wood tones. We wanted them to have very clean lines, and we wanted it to have a long, linear effect in the room. So we started with the table. We love the actual kind of oval detail in the base. And then from there, we brought in a nice, long, low sideboard. It again keeps your eye running lengthwise. It makes the room feel very scaled in proportion because it is a long dining room. So we didn't want to bring in furniture pieces that were too small and choppy. We wanted to keep that eye moving around. And then from there, the next thing we chose was actually this window treatment fabric. It is 2 layers of fabric. We started with a sheer that was a very soft gray. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but then behind it, we brought in a beige lining fabric. So what it does is, again, it kind of calms down the gray effect, and it is the perfect blending for this wallpaper. So it brings in your greiges, it brings in your grays, and it's the perfect complement in this room to have a very quiet elegance. From there, we brought in a beautiful slate blue color in these chairs. They add some nice visual balance to the room. They add just a touch of color without being overpowering. And next, we decided we wanted to add that little bit of feminine touch to it. So we brought in this wall decor that is a floral contemporary motif, but we off-centered it in the room to sort of give it that unexpected juxtaposition that you weren't, you want everything to be centered. And so by putting it off balance, it made the room a little bit more interesting. And then of course the finishing touches are these beautiful lamps that again bring in the beautiful blue slate color, the large gold mirror with the simple frame, add some drama, some impact, but again, it's nice and quiet. And last but not least was the gorgeous custom floral that we designed for our client to again sort of pick up the pink tones from the artwork and bring them in as the final touch. This is really an example of how small changes can make a big impact. We started with the rug in here, which was the inspiration for the color scheme, and we knew we wanted to keep it again very soft, very quiet. She had some built-ins in here that weren't functioning the way she wanted. So what we did is she had a desk with the knee space in here. We just completely took that out. We recreated a center that was in line with everything else, gave her some more drawer space. We repainted into a pretty soft, warm gray tone. We did the walls in a white, so we sort of did an unexpected where normally your walls would be your color and your built-ins would be, the white. We turned that around and we put color on your cabinets instead of on the walls, and it gave the room a very quiet, warm personality. So when we came into this space, one of the first things that we noticed was an overpowering fireplace. It used to have a very large, sort of clunky stack stone on it. and it just did not fit the room, it didn't fit the house, and it didn't fit the feel that we wanted. She wanted to make more of a clean-lined, transitional feel in her home. And so by doing that, we just sort of took what she had and we tweaked it and we just made it a little bit better. So on the fireplace, what we did is we took the stacked stone off and we replaced it with a large scale soft gray format tile, and it just makes a huge difference. It's really pretty, it's elegant, it's soft, but it creates a nice transition throughout the home so it doesn't, call for too much attention to itself. We also took the built-ins and we just made some soft changes. They had some arches on top to begin with, so we just really refreshed them. We straightened out the lines and we gave it just a little bit of a facelift. And then in here is really where she wanted to be able to sit, curl up with a good book. So we gave her a couple swivel recliners. They don't look like recliners, do they? But these are recliners. And then we gave her a beautiful little side table, a soft lamp. We brought in her buffet that used to be in the dining room. We brought it and gave it a new home in this little sitting room. We added some grass cloth wallpaper to this wall to sort of balance and complement the fireplace over on the opposite wall, and it creates a I cannot forget about the chandelier. This is one of my absolute favorite chandeliers. I've been dying to use this in projects for a long time, so we are really excited that we got to use it here. It just gives it a beautiful sort of quiet drama to this space that is a nice just sort of transition and walk through space from the entryway into the dining room and breakfast room. So in this room, our client wanted a warm transitional room using lots of layers, lots of neutral tones. One of the first things we noticed when we came into this space was this TV wall. Originally, it had this long cabinet on the bottom, but it also had 2 rows of upper cabinets that flanked the TV, and that felt very heavy, very dated, very traditional. So we simply removed the upper cabinets. We took the old doors off that were more ornate, and we replaced them with a very clean shaker style. We then decided to go ahead and paint it this beautiful rich slate blue color. So what you ended up with is this very nice, warm, visually balanced space that anchors the TV, but it's still very nice and clean. Then from there, we chose a seating palette again with your slate blues, your warm blue-gray tones, warm gray tones, and some grays that help to balance the eye as it comes around with rich layers and soft textures. Last, our client really wanted to have a motion sofa, so we were able to find one that not only offers her the comfort, the neck support that she needs, but is also beautiful, clean-lined, and elegant in this very peaceful and calming new family room. Let's talk about how this space came to be. So one of the first things our client said when she brought this project to us is that she likes to play games a lot and she needs a room that will support her and her friends in being able to do that. So not only be beautiful, but be functional and durable at the same time. So we decided to choose a round table for this space so that they could all sit together comfortably. They could play dominoes, they could play cards, they could have, conversation with each other, and they could also play, and everything was very easy to use. We decided to use these beautiful curved chairs for the back. They are very comfortable. You can sit in here for long periods of game time play. And they are also soft with this beautiful fabric that's in a really kind of soft grayish color. And so they're quiet and they're elegant. Next, we brought in a rug in here that we wanted to maximize the space, but we have an angle here, as you can see on this wall. So we used a company that allows us to customize the rug size, and we brought in a template and we measured very carefully so that then we could create this angle in this rug and have as much space taken up, and you could still pull your chairs out comfortably. Over here, we have a sideboard. We needed a place for storage. We wanted to also ground the room. So we found this beautiful, very softly curved in the front sideboard. It's got some beautiful, warm, dark wood tones. And then the top has just a very elegant Carrara marble on top. So it gives it that soft hint of durability and elegance in the